Percy Jackson and the Olympians finally wrapped filming, and here's how it looked on the set. The first 8 episodes we're getting will closely follow the novel The Lightning Thief, where 12-year-old Percy is sent for the first time on a dangerous mission with the help from his friends Grover and Annabeth. From what we could see, they will find themselves in perilous situations. The first look at the show was released in September, only 3 months after the start of the shooting. In the official teaser trailer, we can hear the famous opening of the book, which formed a generation, which ends with a line,
"Don't say I didn't warn you."
Many of us could feel the chills going down our spine. These few moments really tease a slightly dark and action-packed show. The trailer also showed us the first look at Camp Half-Blood, where the young demigods train to become heroes, while they're protected from monsters and other dangers that accompany being a child of a Greek god. In the trailer, it's clear that the moment was an introduction for Percy to the camp. The children are wearing camp's orange t-shirts and armor. Besides the teaser trailer, photos from the camp were shared, but subtly, not to spoil anything. The first picture included a sign, "Welcome to camp." Another picture of the camp comes from Dior Good-Johnson, who portrays the daughter of Ares, Clarice LaRue. It's just a shot of the forest and a place for the crew, but it's more than her colleagues shared. The show was filmed in Vancouver, and we got a picture from James Bopping sitting on a chair next to a lake, where he jokingly added, "Percy of the Caribbean." Water is an important aspect of the show, as the main character is the son of Poseidon. But in The Lightning Thief, 2 important scenes include water, and the picture might be a hint. One of those scenes is where Percy is tasked to patrol the river during the capture of the flag. The other scene from the book that includes the lake is the end, when Luke finally shows his true allegiance. There's also a possibility that it might be a brand new storyline, which isn't featured in the books, as Riordan claimed that the team will make a few changes to explore the characters fully. At the time the photo was released, Rebecca Riordan wrote, "Filming a non-book scene today I helped create that improves the story logic. Unfortunately, we'll have to wait for the answers until the show is streaming." During the long filming period, it was inevitable that the actors would celebrate their birthdays. One of them was Leah Jeffries, who celebrated her 13th birthday. She got a massive birthday cake and new sneakers. But there's an important detail in these pictures. There's a magical object, Annabeth's Yankee baseball cap in her pocket. The cap is Annabeth's treasured possession, as it was a gift from her mother Athena. It can make the wearer invisible, and it will be an important tool in her journey across the series. What's more, the cast and the crew celebrated Percy's birthday on August the 18th, in the only way possible considering the character, with blue cupcakes. As the book fans know, Percy loves blue food. His stepfather claimed that there was no such thing as blue food, and Percy's mother Sally decided to prove him wrong and kept making blue food, and Percy became obsessed. But the cast and the crew weren't the only ones who remembered Percy's birthday, as the Empire State Building gave their part to the celebrations, and the lights on the building turned blue. It is important to mention that the Empire State Building is in the center of the plot, as the place where the gods live. Mount Olympus resides on the 600th floor of the Empire State Building. But the show wouldn't be possible without actors who dedicate themselves to their craft. Riordan said in the interview, "To be able to see them gel as a team and bring such skill to everything they do, it is so gratifying. I couldn't be prouder. The cast chemistry was instant. The proof goes beyond Uncle Rick's words. Their photos on Instagram made everything clear. There are very few things that were leaked, which makes the anticipation even bigger. There is a video where the main trio is crossing a street in New York. But the fans managed to get attached to the Golden Trio. We can see Iron wearing his goat leg prosthetics and Annabeth leading the way, as is typical for her character in the books. The book readers know that one of the stops in The Lightning Thief during Percy's journey is Las Vegas, more precisely, Lotus Casino. We've seen it in the movie, and now the show will make its own version of it. According to Rick, the first season of the show is supposed to have several Easter eggs, and the casino might include one of them. The sibling duo Nico and Bianca D'Angelo, who are later important for Percy's story. The last scene for Walker to film was the famous fight between Percy and Ares. This scene might probably be the most challenging, as Adam Copeland, also known as Edge, a professional wrestler, was cast as the god of war. The fans can't wait to see 12-year-old Percy try to fight a mighty god, as it was never brought on the big screen before. Walker was pretty enthusiastic for this part of the filming, because to get the chance to at least pretend to fight a professional wrestler has to be a thrilling experience for the boy, as he's expected to win. in. The project was taxing on the cast, mainly the younger ones and the crew. The filming began in June and was wrapped in February. However, the preparation started in May. Walker said in the interview, "I think I've had 4 days off since May." It must have been so hard to be so long without their families. In Walker Scobell's case, his parents were taking turns to be with him in Vancouver, while the other parent was taking care of Walker's sibling. What's more, the actors were booked and busy with their crazy schedules. Walker's day started at 7:15 when he needed to leave his house in Vancouver and head to the studio where his hair and makeup were done. During the day, he kept switching between filming and schoolwork, which doesn't sound very enticing. The only time that he could cool down was lunch. He was on the set until 6:15. Walker's day sounds demanding for only a 13-year-old boy, but he's clearly passionate about the things that he does. Even during his long break during Christmas, he couldn't wait to return on the set. Walker Scobell had to work besides his acting skills on things like sword fighting. The book readers know that Percy is a very talented swordsman. Because of his life circumstances, the need to protect himself and his beloved ones from the monsters and other threats alike. He and his special sword Riptide, which he carries everywhere, are an unstoppable force. That being said, Walker needed to adapt and master the ability, but his chosen methods can raise some eyebrows. Walker said in an interview, "One of the training for the stunts was playing ping pong with swords. It was surprisingly not as hard as I thought it was going to be." With Walker's training, it's obvious that his famous sword will be making an appearance in the show, and maybe we'll even see Walker say the most ridiculous but hilarious thing.
"This is a pen. This is a pen."
Leah Jeffries teased a lot of stunts, which should appear in the show, as she said in the interview that they had to train physically and learn a lot of stunts before the filming. But they did it differently. They were encouraged to have fun with it, and they did. According to her, they played ping pong without the table. Ian also shared a different kind of training in his case, because to portray the satyr Grover, he had to learn to walk like a goat and spend a lot of time on prosthetic legs. But the problem started when he was so used to walking as a goat that he unconsciously did it in public. Ian had to begin to think about his walk and not forget to put his heel on the ground. The filming was finished and the cast shared their goodbyes to the set, at least for now. Leah shared a photo of her and the boys, Walker and Ian, who announced the wrap of season 1 shooting. Some people are saying that 3 photos where Walker is holding Leah and Ian are a foreshadowing for The Mark of Athena, another Riordan series involving the demigods. Walker chose to celebrate the wrap with photos of him underwater with the happy announcement. From those photos, it's clear that Walker had to spend some time deep in a DIY aquarium where he channeled his inner Poseidon. We're glad, because for the first time ever, Percy Jackson fans are supposed to get a faithful adaptation of Rick Riordan's novels, and the expectations are high, and the tension runs thick as you can see, even with the crew and the cast. The only thing left now is to wait until 2024 when the show is supposed to hit Disney+. The post-production will take several months because putting material from many months of filming into only 8 episodes is difficult. According to Rick, the show is in the process of creating special effects and choosing the music for the soundtrack. Even though the first season of Percy Jackson hasn't premiered yet, the writers are already working on the next one, according to Rick Riordan. The writer also mentioned that they started to explore the possibilities with the sequel, The Sea of Monsters. The outline of the first episodes include the introduction of Cyclops Tyson and bigger roles for Clarice LaRue and Luke Castellan. Unfortunately, the second season hasn't been greenlit yet, as Disney is probably waiting for the public's reception of the show. So, are you looking forward to Percy Jackson and the Olympians? Let us know in the comments, and thanks for watching.